In late April 2025, I traveled out to Corinth, New York to film and ride the Saratoga, Corinth, and Hudson Railway that operates on the former Delaware Hudson Adirondack Line. The Adirondack Line runs from Saratoga, New York, north to North Creek. From there, the Sanford Lake Line, a World War II era extension of the line, stretches about another 30 miles to the north to a mine called Tahawus. The mine closed in 1989, and then the line north of Corinth fell dormant. Up until about 2002, the line from Saratoga to Corinth and a spur to a paper mill was still in use by freight trains until the mill closed. Following the freight operations, tourist railroads took over operation of the line in the form of the Upper Hudson River Railroad and later Iowa Pacific, Saratoga, and North Creek Railroad, both of which are now defunct. Today, Saratoga, Corinth, and Hudson regularly operates in the towns of Corinth, Greenfield, and Saratoga on the south end of the Adirondack Line. Once a year, they are able to run trains from Corinth to Hadley for the Maple Festival in April. Unfortunately, they do not run excursion trains north of Hadley, although they have run maintenance trains north of there to keep the line intact. In this video, we'll follow the line between Hadley and North Creek. This section of railroad hasn't seen regular train movement since 2018, when previous operator Saratoga and North Creek shut down. Since then, there have been some equipment moves out of North Creek, but that was already 5 years ago now. The rails aren't completely dormant though, as rail bike excursions operate on a few portions of the line. A brief recent history of the line is that the Saratoga and North Creek Railroad was owned by Iowa Pacific, just like the Cape Cod Central Railroad that you have seen covered here if you are subscribed to my channel. Iowa Pacific was a railroad holding company that in short was mismanaged, which threatened the continued operation of the railroads it owned. While some of the railroads managed to become independent, the SNC was a casualty, and their last scheduled train ran in April of 2018. To make matters worse, Iowa Pacific and SNC decided to store many tank cars on their line north of North Creek. This caught the attention of local environmentalists, and it soon became a major controversy until the rail cars were removed. The SNC was dead when those tank cars left the property, and other than a number of equipment moves following, the rail line went dormant. Now, as mentioned before, some sections of the railroad are used for rail bike excursions, and those continue today, but as for train operation, there was nothing. 2020 saw the last movement from North Creek when Alco number 5 pulled a former D&H Alco and coach to safety. Since then, only rail bikes have used these rails. While the rail bikes used the tracks, there were proposals to remove the rails and make a bike path of the rail line, but that never came to be, or at least hasn't happened yet. That's because the former titanium mine at the end of the line offers access to the rare minerals there. Millions of tons of tailings sit there at the former National Lead site just waiting to be repurposed. During the Iowa Pacific control of the line, the railroad attempted to ship from the mine, but traffic never really got going. Some of the aggregate shipped out was sent to Massachusetts for use as railroad ballast, but some reports say the rock wasn't used in the end. Despite this, the aggregate operation at the mine was still looking to ship out tailings around the same time the SNC called it quits. At the end of the SNC operation, there was a push to turn the line into a trail, but given that there was still some interest in moving freight on it, the line would have to go through a formal abandonment process with the Surface Transportation Board, STB for short. Long story short, the STB didn't allow for the tracks to be ripped up, and they are still here today, or at least for now. With the original operator out of the picture and the tracks not being allowed to be removed, the future operation of the line would have to be figured out. In 2022, the southern portion became the Saratoga, Corinth, and Hudson Railway, but the northern section owned by Warren County and the Sanford Lake Line owned by Iowa Pacific had to be sold or leased. The 29 miles from North Creek to the mine was to be purchased by a New Mexico company that wanted to move titanium ore out by rail. Ultimately, this didn't happen as they had limited financial resources, and in the end, Revolution Rail, the rail bike excursion operator, bought the line and continues to use the section in Warren County as well. Revolution Rail said they would contract with a short line railroad to move freight if there was interest in doing so. Fast forward to 2025 and we have this. No freight moving on the line, but a successful tourist operation on the south end, and various segments of the line are used by rail bikes. Time will tell if freight will ever return to the mine or if train excursions will ever venture north of Hadley again, but all the track is still in place. The rest of this video will show the current conditions of the line between Hadley and North Creek. Some sections aren't used at all, but others are used by the rail bike excursions, so the track is in various conditions. We'll start just north of North Creek and work our way down to Hadley. I really don't know what's next for this line's development, but if the success of the SCH excursion trains and Revolution rail bike operation is any indication, there may be hope. Maybe things will continue as they are, or maybe we'll see trains on the north end again. I guess time will tell. Be sure to check out the description for links of videos on the south end of the railroad that I filmed in April of 2025. I have also included links to articles about the rail line from over the past several years. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more like it.